Louisville Week of Valor on WHAS 11 is sponsored by Humana.
My name is Shedrick Jones, Sr. I'm Regional Commander for National Association of Black Veterans, commonly referred to as NAVETS. I served 13 and a half years of active duty. I was blessed to come to Louisville, Kentucky in 1966 and have been hit the ground running based on faith, family, education, and service. That's our mantra. My heart and support is for Naturally American Red Cross. I've worked with the NAACP. I've been on several boards, the Plymouth Renewal Center, and presently now almost, I guess 80-90% involved with NAVETS in what we call Eagles at Rest, which is a national cemetery restoration program. God bless the United States of America. May we someday find the peace and understanding to share with each other and include and respect each other the way the Constitution intended us to.
Louisville Week of Valor, November 11th at 9 a.m. on Great Day Live.